Yo, what is good, Mets Nation? Welcome back to Mets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts of the Mets and St. Louis Cardinals that just got wrapped up today after a Pete Alonso walk-off bomb in the bottom of the 10th inning. The New York Mets win 3 out of 4 games against the St. Louis Cardinals, and man, was this a fun series for the New York Mets, starting off with a doubleheader. And I'm really excited to give you guys my thoughts of this series win over the St. Louis Cardinals in this video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I got a lot of Mets content coming your way for the rest of the season. And if you guys want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYMets_media. And if you guys enjoy the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's dive right into this crazy series that has some positives and some negatives that I'm sure you guys know what I'll be talking about. So first, let's talk about the negatives to get it out of the way. As we all know, unfortunately, Max Scherzer will be out for 6 to 8 weeks with an oblique strain. Now, this is a big-time blow for the New York Mets because we're already down Jacob deGrom for the entire season so far, even though he's ramping up, so hopefully he'll be back soon. Tyler McGill is down with bicep injury, and now Max Scherzer's down. The big reason why the New York Mets are 24-12 right now is the starting rotation. They're one of the best starting rotations in the entire league. So the fact that Max Scherzer, who is the ace of this rotation without Jacob deGrom, went down is just a big-time blow. It just really is that bad. But at the end of the day, it's a really good testament for the identity of this Mets clubhouse. We've seen injuries come and other players step up and really play good ball. So hopefully this doesn't hinder the Mets too well. And the best part of, or the one thing we should look forward to, is all that matters right now is for the Mets to get healthy by August, by September, because that's when it really matters the most. Obviously, we need to keep winning games. We have a sizable lead in the NL East in first place, and we are heading into probably the meatiest part of the schedule in June when we have to go up against all the West Coast teams. So it's going to be a really tough battle of adversity for the New York Mets, but I'm excited to see how they can handle that. So as you guys know, Max Scherzer out for 6 to 8 weeks. Pretty disappointing. So with that out of the way, let's talk about all the positives from this series. So starting off with game 1 of the doubleheader, the New York Mets won this game 3-1, and this was a full-on bullpen game. Trevor Williams got the start in this one, pitched 4 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Trevor Williams had a really great game to start off the game for the New York Mets. To start it off with a great tone, and then Edwin Diaz came out there with a phenomenal save. The New York Mets won that game 3-1, and then we get into game 2 of that doubleheader. Unfortunately, this was the only loss of the series for the New York Mets, and this was with Taijuan Walker on the mound. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, and now he has a 3.52 ERA. So Walker looked really good throughout the first 3 innings. Then he gave up those 3 runs in the 4th and the 5th innings. And then Francisco Lindor was up in the 9th inning, had an option to be clutch and really show up to be that guy that we paid all this money for, and he obviously does not come with any type of clutch outing. And then there's a lot of Mets fans questioning Francisco Lindor. Why do we give him that contract? He's not worth the money. He's not worth the money. But what does Francisco Lindor do? And yes, you see him that I have a star. He is one of the stars of the series because he, in the next game, gets on base 4 straight times. And then the next game, which is today, gets on base 4 straight times. So all of a sudden, Francisco Lindor is on base 8 straight times to shut up all the haters. Francisco Lindor was red hot to start off the season in April. He was batting like 285 or something like that. Right now, he's in a little slump, and that's okay. Well, actually, right now, he was in a slump. Sorry, that's in the past because Francisco Lindor is no longer in a slump. He was on base 8 straight times and was just absolutely phenomenal on the base pass, scoring runs, great base running, stealing bags. He's also phenomenal on the field. I'm absolutely okay with Francisco Lindor with his mentality, getting through the adversity. It's part of the game of baseball, going through slumps, and I know that people are like, well, Richie, we're paying him. Well, we're not paying him. The Mets are paying him, by the way. The Mets are paying him $341 million to be that superstar. And we do want to see him put up a 300-plus average, going up for 30, 35 home runs. But we don't need Lindor to do that. We just need him to be a guy to be a contributor defensively, offensively, and just impact winning. And the New York Mets, they're 24-12. So I'm not complaining about what Francisco Lindor is doing. I really think he is going to finish off the season really strong, in my opinion, and he's getting hot right now. So look out for Lindor to continue this hot streak, carrying over into the next couple of series, especially this one in Denver, where it's a offensive-friendly ballpark. And then we get into Game 3, which was last night. This was a crazy game, and this is with that negative twist to it. This is the one where Max Scherzer pitched a really great game, 5.2 innings, 4 strikeouts. But this is where he goes down with an injury. He had to leave the game because he felt tightness in his left side, and he pulls himself out, which is something that you just don't see from Max Scherzer. When I was watching the game and I saw him go like this and he wanted to get out, I was like, uh-oh, this is just not good from Max Scherzer. And then unfortunately we get the news today, and we already talked about that. But Francisco Lindor, this is the game where he gets on base 4 straight times. We got Pete Alonso hitting a bomb. Jeff McNeil is somebody that I'm really excited to talk about in this video because his versatility throughout this entire season has been tremendous. Whether it's the defensive plays at second base and left field or his offensive plays at the plate, he is looking like that Jeff McNeil that we all fell in love with when he first came up with the New York Mets a couple of seasons ago. He's not swinging for the fences anymore like last year where he just didn't seem like the Jeff McNeil that we're all used to. He's now poking the ball in left field. He's putting the ball in play. He's coming up with timely hits. He is doing everything he needs to do with runners in scoring position, and he's just a defensive wizard out there at both second and left field. So Jeff McNeil did a great job today. And he also had a great game yesterday. And Pete Alonso had a bomb in Game 3, and the New York Mets won that one 11-4. And then getting into today's game, this was wild. This was a really good game of baseball. It really was. Went down to the wire, back and forth. This is just what you want to see as a baseball fan. Chris Bassett was on the hump today, pitching 6.1 innings, gave up 4 earned runs. His ERA is now 2.77. Edwin Diaz came in there and blew the save, but at the same time, it didn't really feel like it was all on Edwin Diaz. The ball didn't even leave the infield. Old Edwin Diaz would have gave up a grand slam or would have, absolutely put the Mets in a situation where they cannot win this game. Obviously, Diaz did not have his dominant stuff that we're used to. He threw, 35-plus pitches in the 9th inning, which is pretty crazy. But Edwin Diaz only gives up 1 run, and he lets the Mets go into the bottom of the 9th, tied. Francisco Lindor on second base, and what happens? The second pitch of the bottom of the 10th is Pete Alonso absolutely nuking one out of the stadium for the New York Mets to get the W. That shows the resiliency, and that shows the true character of this Mets team, and I'm absolutely loving what Pete Alonso did in that clutch moment. And let's just talk about what Jeff McNeil did in this game, because he started off the game at left field. He had a tremendous play, catching it on the fence in foul territory of Paul Goldschmidt's bat, and then he throws it to second base, gets a double play. He also gets a really crucial 2 RBI hit. He also had a sliding play out in left field, and then he subs into second base later on in the game. So Jeff McNeil's versatility and his presence on this ball club is just really infectious, and I feel like Mets fans should be extremely happy that Jeff McNeil's playing this good, because he's a huge reason why when the New York Mets are where they're at right now. You can argue that he's the MVP of this team so far. You can say that about a lot of players because that's how talented this New York Mets team really is. But what Jeff McNeil has been doing, his versatility, especially his ability to play left field, second base, play anywhere on the lineup too. He's batting second, he's batting third, he's batting 8th, he's batting 6th. He doesn't care. He doesn't have an ego. Wherever a buck puts him in the lineup, he goes out there and does his business, batting well over 300 on the year. Jeff McNeil is doing his job, and I'm really appreciative that he is really becoming that Jeff McNeil that we all fell in love with when he first came up for the New York Mets a couple of seasons ago. So that's my thoughts of the Mets series victory over the St. Louis Cardinals. I would love to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comments section. And of course, if you guys enjoyed the video, do not forget to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. That does it for this video, and expect more Mets content here on Mets Media in the future. And I'll catch you guys in my next one. Let's go Mets, or should I say LFGM guys, like Pete Alonso. Peace.